Pro-choice, I also would say, like, do whatever, like, contraception that you need. Like, I'm all for it. I don't fucking care if it's, like... I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah. And the trust thing is major, especially if you're having...
my body.
In, like, you know, inconsistent and frequent partners. Mm-hmm. Abso-fucking-lutely, I understand that you would sleep easier at night, knowing that you've done all that you could do. Mm-hmm. But I also think that, like, men
on the other side, it's almost like
should also cover all their bases, because no harm is gonna, I'm assuming no harm would be done if both people were on a pill or on some sort of
contraceptive
something, whether it be a condom, whether it be you only fuck me in the ass, just
I'm still a virgin.
Well, so there's more benefits to just anal play.
But his argument was, I don't want a baby either, so I would take the pill. And I'm like, yes, but you're not getting pregnant, so you forgetting is like a oopsies, I forgot, and then all of a sudden I have to now push a watermelon out of my fucking hole. No way. Nope, sorry. You know? So, and then I'm thinking, you know, there's so many, not so much arguments, but like so many sides of debate towards this whole thing of male contraceptive, because I can see men who want to sleep around and have multiple sexual partners, or people, with penises who want to have multiple sexual partners and who don't want to end up with a child. I get it. But I just can't see men being like, okay, I'll take a pill. I just can't see it. Men are just so stubborn. Most men. Cis men.
Yeah.
You know?
I understand. Yeah, you know what? It's so fucked because, like, I have so few straight men in my life that I genuinely don't even know if they would even, like, I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know because I don't have enough connection with, like, straight men.
Yeah.
Thankfully. But, like, you think they would be stubborn, sure, but how the fuck? I can't see any rational person with a brain saying, like, no, that's the woman's job. You gotta take it. I'm not taking it. I don't know what it's gonna do to me. Let it fuck your body up. You're all fucking... Are you fucking kidding me?
That's their argument.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's awful,
like,
man.
Okay, well then, how about you just go rub one out, pal, because we're not having sex because I don't fucking trust you.
Yeah. That's the fucking worst. That's what I'm saying. I
don't trust them anyway.
It's not so much.
It's like, what?
In a committed relationship, it's a little bit different, I think, and you can have that chat with your partner and whatever. But I think for like somebody with a penis who wants to have multiple sexual partners, to prevent them from having a child and prevent, let's say they have money and some, you know, sugar mama or whatever wants to come up and steal their life savings, you know, have a baby, she gets pregnant, and all of a sudden,
income.
Yeah. She gets child support for the rest of her life.
But that's not necessarily what... It's very much on a case-by-case basis, but
so true.
I think...
But, too, it's not even just so for us, for women, it's not just a contraceptive. It's like a hormone balancer that doctors like to put young girls on when they get acne. So when we get acne... the doctors go ahead and say, oh, you know what, it might just be hormonal. Let's put her on some birth control and see if that clears up her skin. It clears up her skin.
But she's 9,000 pounds and depressed.
Yeah. Now she's
a biography.
14 years old on birth control, which now she will probably be on because she's scared to go off of it because her skin's going to flare up in high school. After high school, she's sexually active. So she's going to want to keep going because she doesn't want to get pregnant. So now she's on birth control for 10 years. At that point, where does the body start to say, hey, now I'm not going to regulate my hormones anymore. So if you go off birth control, I'm going to go fucking nutso. And it's going to take 4, 5, 10, another 10 years for me to regulate my hormones. You can't have a baby now. Until 10 years later after getting off of these hormone treatments. And that's what's happening with a lot of women these days.
It's just always going to be a very tricky topic, I think, for both sides. I mean, it's easier because we are obviously pro-choice. People who are pro-life typically wouldn't go on a birth control pill, I would imagine, and have safe sex.
Yeah.
I don't... I thought I was gonna lose weight, and I thought my skin was gonna get worse once I stopped the pill. Turns out I was just gaining weight because genetics are bad, and I treat my body like shit sometimes. And that's okay. Like, even if the pill made me gain weight, that's not a bad... Like, I don't know. Like, people see gaining weight as a bad thing. And yeah, I understand that, like, not everybody would want their body to change visually because of it's just, like, there's worse things that can fucking happen to you than gaining weight. So that's not... I don't know. It's
not the end of the world.
But I don't know if I would ever go back and not be on the pill, because I guarantee you I would have had a baby by now.
Yeah.
Or had to make a difficult decision to be pregnant and not have a baby by now.
Yeah.
So...
And that's traumatic in itself.
I just think, like, wouldn't it make sense if, like, okay, I am a person with a uterus and we're gonna have sex and I'm on the pill? Isn't it just, like, fucking fair? Like, let's shake hands and, like, you go on the pill too, bro. Because then we're definitely probably not having a fucking baby.
Right?
And
both of us can be fucking wacko tobacco.
Well, it's like, isn't that fair? Like, I don't know. Like,
I think so.
I think I would ask my ex-boyfriend
if he would.
I would... Should I DM him?
Oh my God, see. What's his opinion? I want to know. Let's do a poll.
I honestly think, wouldn't it just make sense? I don't see a downfall then. If one person's doing it...
And I want to know...
If there... Now the option is to... You have two people that are able to take a contraceptive at the same time.
Yeah. Why not do both?
It's hard as, like, a... No, actually, it's not hard as a queer woman to say this. Because I personally don't have pregnancy scares anymore, doesn't mean that, like, it's no longer my problem, because women's reproductive rights and everything will always be my fucking problem and passion, right? But it's like, I just don't know any... I don't know any men, period. But I don't know any men that would say, no, that's always going to be a woman's role or, like, duty.
Yeah. I gotta ask my dad what his opinion would be.
Because, like, I honestly don't have many thoughts about the matter, because it's, like, to me, such a no fucking brainer.
Yeah.
That the person who is ejaculating and making the babies in my fucking furnace take the fucking... precaution and not be able to have babies. Duh. But, like,
I want to know the science. I want to know the science behind it. Like,
wouldn't it just zap them?
I think it would just, like, would it kill the sperm? Because I feel like that could be dangerous for long-term use.
So is fucking female birth control pills.
Of course, but you think, how many male scientists do you think are behind this motherfucking thing?
99%.
And they're like, no, we can't kill the sperm. What are we going to do? We
need to procreate and make more male scientists.
Do something where the sperm still live, but they can't reproduce. So what does that do now? Like, what's this? I want to know science. I have to research more about this. But you know what I mean?
As an adult who is having consensual sex... We should, in hindsight, I should have done a lot more research as well of what I was putting into my body. I just focused on, I will not get pregnant. I need to not get pregnant.
Same.
That is my only goal. That was my only goal for a very long time. Do not get pregnant. Fuck everything up. Doesn't matter. Do not fucking bring a baby into this world. Do not place yourself with that responsibility to make these decisions and do all these things. I, should have made more decisions. But, I should have looked into it more. I should have researched more. Ultimately, I was happy with my decision. Unfortunately, the pill was...
Not a great choice.
But you know the only kind of option. But I think as adults that are having consensual sex, shouldn't we be communicating these things? Shouldn't we be agreeing on certain things before even being in a position where you're having sex and even having to think about, reproducing? Like, we should be talking. These things should be talked about more often. They should be normalized. They should be communicated in, like, a healthy manner. They should be more you know, the research should be more available and more clear. Doctors should be more upfront. Like, I don't know why I was not forced, but it's like they essentially prescribed me a pill in like 3 minutes.
We think this one.
Yeah.
And there's
or
so
it's
many
like,
different kinds.
okay, so I had PCOS. I was on birth control. No problem. This is going to kill the cysts. Okay, I had cysts on my ovaries. So if I don't want these things to fucking rupture, I'm going to take this pill. And granted, I was having unprotected sex either way. Or whatever. I was having sex either way. So yeah, I'm gonna take the pill for PCOS, but also, yeah, I'm not gonna get pregnant. That's kind of dope. But can you tell me more about it? Instead,
like, what is it gonna do?
Who
to
is
my
reading
body?
this size 0.5 font?
What else
that
is
is
it
the
gonna
size
do?
of a Bible in a birth control box? Like, I just need to know common things, uncommon things.
Yeah, what can I expect?
Very clear.
What can I do? You know what? I do have to
more.
give props to my gynecologist when I first got my IUD. He was the first person to tell me was the first person to tell me weigh the pros and cons of the 2 types of IUDs I was looking at. And he said this one, the non-hormonal one, will give you
copper.
Will give you more cramping, longer, heavier periods, and more severe PMS symptoms. And I thought, that's the shittiest thing I've ever heard. That sounds like awful. And he goes, and the one that does deliver hormones directly to your uterus gives you less period, less cramping, less PMS, and it lasts longer.
It emits more than just like it emits chemicals essentially, instead of hormones. A copper just being a physical obstruction. Right? Is that the difference?
I think they're the same exact shape. So I think the
material is different.
Hormonal one the material is completely
There's
different.
Literal
I think
shit
the copper also I think the copper kills. It kills the sperm.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. So the sperm can't survive with the copper there.
But in layman's terms, I'm pretty sure the hormonal one had literal medicine that is eventually wears off after 5 years.
Yeah.
Medicine meaning
the
antidote.
Yeah. So there's many different lengths of IUDs you can get. I got the 5-year one. I am on my 5th year. And I am now debating whether or not I should go back on any type of birth control. And I'm thinking I don't want to, because I don't want to have to stop. Like, when I am ready for a baby, if I'm ready for a baby, I don't want to have to stop my birth control and then have to wait another 5-10 years. Not 5-10 years, that's a lot. But maybe 2, maybe 3 years in order for me to actually be able to conceive, because I've now been on this direct hormonal treatment to my reproductive organs that has now completely fucked up my hormones. And I'm going to have to do other treatments literally to now do this. You know what I mean? Rejuvenate.
My revaginate.
Yeah. So those are the scary things that we think about, and I don't think men understand that, or our partners, especially our male partners, don't understand that that's what we have to go through. And so now Alex and I are having these conversations because we're now getting up into that age where people our age are having babies and getting married and doing things, and it's sort of we have to talk about these things because if we really are going to be in each other's lives forever, we need to have this conversation.
But if it feels wrong now, then you got to talk about other options. If the thought of having a baby when we can't really do life on our own successfully right now,
that's out of the question. If I can't afford a mortgage right now, how can I afford a baby? I don't have a stable place for a baby necessarily. Me personally, whatever. Anyways, a lot of people our age don't have a stable home for a baby. So how can I bring one in when I can't afford it necessarily?
Also, I think getting back to the main point, I think with contraceptives, birth control pills specifically between a man, a woman, whatever, is completely up to the principles. The principle of it all is what we need to be focusing on. Not okay, we're getting off topic obviously by talking about having babies.
I know.
But the principle of it is, why should just me, now that there's 2 options, why should the OG option, the woman, have to take the pill or be on some sort of, one of those options that we have discussed.
Yeah.
I think now, hopefully that there are now more than one option in terms of sex, like
Yeah.
a
Different types.
male, yeah.
Yeah.